Hi there, welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. We spoke to Finzin, who has a problem with this tormented Levy that's just following him. What to do about this? We just know who to ask. We just know who to ask. Because we know the place where levies are made. It's the Order of Truth. So we'll go over there and ask them about the problem of Finzin that's being followed by his own year, basically. So let's see what we can find out. Let's leave the area and go to Government Square. And yeah, there we have him, Diviatiku. The founder of the Order of Truth was just in that loading screen. Here he is. That strange being. Now let's go back, talk to Min of the Order of Truth. Hey there, Min.
This world, then.
Rubbing his temples with grease-stained fingers, the tall priest nods at you. What do you do here again? Used to study mechanical Numenera. Now I run the Order of Truth in Sega's Cliffs. He says, his mouth quirks, and occasionally has sleep. What do you do here? No. Got more questions about the Order of Truth. Oh, we got more. We got more here. I saw Diviatiku inside the clock in Circus Minor. Your founder was the changing god, or a caster. Min squints at you, then the ceiling. It's possible, he says at last. Diviatiku's behavior matches the stories I've heard about the changing god, but he hasn't exactly shown up here to pick up where he left off. He shrugs. If you're right, maybe he has just lost interest. What does the Order of Truth do in Segas again? Advise the slave families on technological matters and maintain the machine that produces levies. Yeah, about that machine. Let's talk about something else. We need to find out about this machine. The responsible answer is no, but no one needs me to sign anything right now. So yes, he wants to talk about it. I've met a levy that's losing its mind. It wants to take a better year from its creator. It what? Min says. That's horrible. His gaze drifts to the air, and very, very fascinating. I could build something based on our machine that would trade a year of the citizen's life, assuming you were willing to pay 60 for parts. He glances at you sharply, and the citizen was willing, of course.
Making a note.
Alternately, if you want to spare the shins and the day it would take me to make it, you could try building it yourself, he says, nodding his head at a table near the machine, loaded with parts. If you feel like a challenge, Scan thought, I'd make it for free if I could, but no, the Order needs me and the money. Well, I'll try, maybe. Will we try to build the device ourselves? Yeah. That's the spirit, he says. Not that we couldn't use the money, mind you, but we're not about getting rich here, after all. Let's talk about that device for the levy who wants another year for its creator. Sure, he says, I can make it for 60 shins. Alright. So nothing more. Then farewell. Let's have a look at the parts, right? Where are the parts?
All right.
Are they here? The machine is a chaotic assemblage of metal tanks and tubing. A work table, mounted with spare parts, stands beside it, and it's connected by wires to an oddly familiar sarcophagus and other devices. Pick through the spare parts on the table. You sort through the jumbled components on the table. There aren't many, nor are there any duplicates. These appear to be spare parts for the machine. Examine the machine. As it turns out, there is very little to examine. Every access point to the machine has been carefully sealed. Some of the hatches and panels are worn with use. They are likely accessed by the Order when they perform maintenance on the machine. Others are gleaming, ornate locks with twisted keyholes, unmarred by the scratches and nicks of careless everyday use. You run your hands across its surface and feel the ghost of another person's hands doing the same. Could try to determine why this machine looks so familiar. Yes, we should do that. That's something we can only do ourselves. Let's try. Whoa, we were lucky. Nice. The memory opens like a gaping mouth and closes around you. Hot wind pulls at your ropes. Jagged grit claws at your eyes. Squinting through the storm, you see the machine half buried in the sand. Curiously, you wedge open a panel. Inside is a sphere, sparkling like a jewel, but soft to the life drains from you into the sphere like blood from a wound. The machine is stealing your life. Growling, you return the favor, ripping the sphere from the machine and regarding it with cold eyes. That machine evil? The memory releases you abruptly, leaving you panting in front of the machine, which is not the ruined monstrosity your predecessor discovered in the Archopelagian ruins. Oh, just reminded us of something else. You know, however, that the orb is sealed somewhere inside this device. Try to determine how the machine works, and that can be done by someone else as well, which would be good. Let's see. How good are you? 90%? Let's do that with Calistique. Calistique, you know everything, right? Let's do that. Find out how that thing works. After several minutes of examining the spare parts on the table and the machine itself, you think you understand. Most of the components can channel or focus the life taken from a subject. One of them, if you're correct, is the device that pulls the life from the subject. But none of them can store life, even temporarily. Furthermore, there are no duplicate components. You will only have one shot at building the device Finzin's Levy needs. Oh yeah, we'll do that. Who can do it? We're not that good at it. Calistique is better. Hand of course. Look at that, yeah. Tibia, come on. You can do it. You're the master mechanic here. The goal, of course, is to channel the life directly from Finzin to his Levy with no intermediary step. It will not be as elegant as the machine beside you, but it should work. It should. Working with great care, you fit the delicate components together with quiet snicks and clacks, following the insubstantial blueprint in your mind. Clack. There, done. Finzin and his Levy await. The chronal transference device. This is a blinking and humming assembly of synth and metal parts cobbled together from spare components of the machine that creates the levees of Sega's cliffs. The device should transfer a single year of life from a human to his or her respective Levy, assuming both parties are willing. Leave the machine alone and try this out, right?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go. Exciting. Where should we go? Let's go back here.
Fine.
Caravanserai. And then down to Finzin. What does this have to do with us, though? I mean, it makes us remember who we were, some kind of strange machine fighter.
Of course.
Destroying the machines. Did we have a rage against the machine? And where are these ruins? What do these eyes here mean? We'll have to find out. Let's see. Let's talk to Finzin first, if he would be willing. Hey there. Did you talk to the captain of levies about me? Well, we did something else. I brought a device that will transfer a year from you to your Levy. Fine, just 1 year, right? He chuckles, but there's not much humor in it. I got a few to spare. Let's get this over with. Hey, Levy. Oh, they're doing that instantly. That's crazy. That's good. Nice. How does this thing work? And do I get to pick the year or what? Will this hurt him? I do not want this to... Ah! I am well now. Sir, are you? I'm fine. Leave me be, alright? Whistling. Oh, no, that's a normal Levy right now. Well, it's done, he says. Funny thing, the first year they took didn't hurt a bit. This one stings like glass in the gut. He rubs his head. But the Levy is gone. That's something. Are you feeling alright, by the way? Honest? No. Got some hammering in my head and a greasy feeling in my throat, hoping it goes away. Do you regret helping the Levy? Sure, he says, but no, to way you described it, I owed him a debt. You have to pay your debts, citizen or no. He winces. Think I need to lie down. I'm off. He moves to do just that, then pauses. Hey, before I forget, let me give you something for all the trouble. He drops a small pouch into your hand and stumbles away, clutching at his side and cursing under his breath. Hey, we get some of the money back, or we could, yeah. By doing that ourselves, we have gained 50 shins. Nice, nice. We helped someone and found out more about this strange world. Now, whom to talk to right now? And what is this? This dilapidated structure has been converted into a cheap boarding house. Inside, people sprawl on filthy mattresses in a dimly lit room. There's a lot to do here, it seems. What's that house? We can pick something up here. Let's do that. Hey, just some shins lying around? We'll check that.
Yes, now.
And here? This house was reduced to rubble when part of the cliff face collapsed. There's evidence that squatters have slept here recently. A ragged blanket, rotted fruit peelings, and footprints in the dust itself. Something scratches deep within the rubble. It sounds like someone or something is in there. Well, we'll dig it out. We're an explorer. You crawl partway inside, pushing aside boards and a thin slab of slate. A small girl gasps, throwing up a hand to block the sudden light. Is that Rhin? She's young, no more than 10 or 11 years old. She has made herself as small as possible to fit inside the tiny gap in the rubble. Her hair is dark and curly. She pulls herself deeper into the rubble, away from you. Who are you? Puts a finger to her lips, then tries to shoo you away. Hear a voice behind you. I told you patience would pay off, lads. What? Some thugs strolled over. They all carry weapons at their sides, though they walk with a cocky assurance of those who don't expect to need them. I swear I checked this hovel, says one of them. She wasn't here, no one was. How did this draft find her so easily? He gestures dismissively in your direction. Don't fret it, beggar. The thug looks you up and down, then calls out in the direction of the rubble. Come on, little bird. It doesn't matter how good you're hiding. You had to come out sometime. Hey, we got to save her. Rhin. Yeah, that's Rhin. The girl huddles behind you, keeping you between her and the thugs. Even so, it's obvious she's not sure about you either.
Don't let them take me, please!
Why don't you want to go with them? Oh, the thug, one of the men, interrupts. She's lost, he says. The little urchin ran away from her home. Her mother asked us to find her and bring her back safely. Ah. To the girl, is that true? No, she grabs your wrist. They're bedmen. They want to steal me. Kidnappers now, that's just crude. The man crosses his arms. We're delivery men, that's all. The means and motivations of our employers ain't none of our business. I mean, we cannot read this as so. In roleplay, we have to find out who to trust. The hooded thug sighs, dropping his facade. He turns to you with a look that pleads for understanding. But all right, yeah, there is a slaver who put up a fine bounty. If we bring her back, it's all legal and none of your business. Best you stay out of it. He says the words kindly enough, but his colleagues' hands are on their weapons. Scan thoughts, it's not like I want to work for slavers, but jobs are scarce as it is. Yeah, but we don't want a girl sold to slavers, right? You can't take me. Her grip on your wrist tightens. She found me. She has the discoverers, right? Hooded thug. He raises an eyebrow, a bemused smirk playing on his face. Is that so? Well, Spiderjack, what do you say? Is she coming with us, or are we taking her from you? First we got a question. Was your bounty put up by Tolmagur? She asked me to find the girl. Wipes his face with one hand. Oh, so it's a competition, is it? Well, that don't change anything. We gotta eat, too. Well, let's see. I mean, this might be something to be clever. Because we're clever, right? These guys, we could definitely lie to them without anything on our conscience. Her master has grown tired of waiting for you. Been sent to collect the girl in your stead and to tell you the bounty's off. Yeah, that is what we'll do. Let's see. 80? 100? Well, nice. Safe bet. What? That double-crossing, backstabbing lark-nibber? She promised. Waves an angry hand in the air. Fine. See if we work for her ever again. Nice going. Send them away.
Oh God, thank you. They were going to take me back to that woman. I've never met anyone so cruel. When she found me the first time she even... My apologies. I'm still out of sorts. You have my thanks and grace, sir.
My lady, yes, sir. For a moment it looks like she might hug you, but at the last moment she seems to think better of it and pulls up short a half-dozen steps away. She collects herself, standing straight with her shoulders back, and she nods, the gesture so polite it's almost formal. So she's from a good house, as you say?
My name is Rhin. My home and hearth and bread are yours to use. Except I don't have any of those things.
She blushes then, looking around self-consciously. How long were you hiding in that building? She blinks a little, as if confused or surprised at your question. Then she looks around, shifting nervously from foot to foot. This is my place. This is where I sleep. This is your home? She looks at the shattered wreckage. No, this is just where I was staying. I ran away. My home is a long way from here. Where you're from? She looks out at the horizon and makes a vague gesture, really far away, but I'm not sure exactly which direction. She looks around a little, almost as if she were seeking a familiar landmark. Has to be a long way from here. My home isn't anything like this. There were trees upon trees. The trees here aren't trees like... The young girl squints off into the distance. After a moment her eyes go distant, and you realize she probably isn't going to finish a sentence. You were saying something about trees? She looks at you oddly. What? No, I wasn't. Without seeming to realize what she's doing, the girl brushes her hand through her hair, and you see the side of her head. It's been shaved. Large stitches run along her scalp, holding together an ugly cut longer than her hand. The wound is purple and angry looking, only just beginning to heal. It can be more than a week old. What, did they manipulate her head? What happened to your head, Rhin? Her body grows tense for a moment, her eyes darting around as if deciding whether or not to run away. She glances at the rubble where she had hidden from the thugs. She relaxes, though her eyes are still wary. I was running away. There were some people, bad people. I ran away and got hurt. Ah. Wow. Your scar looks pretty bad. Are you okay? She makes a dismissive gesture toward her temple. It's fine. It looks worse than it is, and a lot better than yours, anyway. She smirks, touching the side of her head. The haircut is pretty awful, though, isn't it? I don't think they really needed to shave quite this much, do you? Let's make her feel better. I don't know. I think it looks dashing, fashionable even. No. I mean, we're an explorer. We want to find out. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. I'm having some trouble with my memory, too. I know what it's like. She looks up at you for a long moment and slowly lets her smile slip away. Without it, she seems even smaller. She nods gravely. At first it was pretty bad. I couldn't stay awake or stand up. Even talking was hard, but it's a little better every day. It doesn't hurt so much anymore, but sometimes I still get dizzy when I move around too fast and I forget things. She smiles bravely and touches the side of her head again, pressing with her fingertips, but it's a little better every day, she says again, in exactly the same tone as before, as though she doesn't realize she already said it. Doesn't hurt so much anymore, but sometimes I still get dizzy when I move around too fast and I forget things. There's a long pause. She stares at you blankly for a moment, her mouth open slightly. Wow, there's guys making experiments here with children, probably. Suddenly her eyes lose their vacant look and a grin spreads across her face. I'm just kidding. I mean, I do sometimes forget things a little, but that was a joke, she says, then blushes a little and looks down sheepishly. Why do we don't believe her? What people were you running away from? She opens her mouth and closes it again. She nods and puts her hand back into her pocket absent-mindedly. I don't really remember. I think they were stealers. No, what's the word? Robbers. They wanted to rob me. And who you stitched your head back together after you got hurt. For just a moment her eyes flash with panic again and they dart around like she's getting ready to run. She touches the side of her head gingerly. I don't remember what happened exactly, but I got away and I ran and I ended up here. Uh-huh. Your story doesn't fit, by the way. Who fixed your wound and shaved your head? You could hardly sit up. How did you keep running? She scowls at you fiercely. I didn't know I was talking to a judge, she says angrily. I told you I can't remember, not for days, on either side of whatever happened. She looks away, mouth pressed into a firm line. I'm sorry, Rhin. I was just trying to help. It seems like you've had a rough couple of days. We believe her. She gives a wavering smile. Oh, it's not all that bad. I found some shimmery berries today, so that means I get to play. I wonder if this will poison me later. That's always exciting. Oh, God. Is there anything I can do to help? She shrugs nonchalantly. I don't know. I'm pretty good here, unless you happen to have any spare food you aren't using, or water, or a blanket, or a new bed, or a house, or, anything at all. Rhin starts out talking with a playful smile on her face, but then her eyes well up. Her voice stays cheerful even as the tears are running down her cheeks. She wipes them away, embarrassed and angry, but her hands are shaking now, and there are more tears, and words continue to pour out of her. I offer apologies. It's just that I've been hungry for days. I don't know where I am. My head hurts and nothing makes sense. She laughs then helplessly with a tinge of trembling panic, finally bleeding into her tone. God's around me. I'm all broken in my head. The moon is wrong and I'm so tired of being scared all the time. I mean, that will scare her away, but we still could try. I'll take care of you. Come with me. She blinks up at you and gives you a huge grin. Really? Yeah. She looks at the tiny nook she was hiding in, then back at you. Where are you going? Now, we're not giving her to the slaver. Maybe we can find you a new home. Or a doctor. Rhin frowns at that, though she seems to consider your offer. What about those thugs? What if somebody else comes after me or after you? I'm not a fighter, I can't help you. It's dangerous whether you stay here alone or come with me. At least with me you can learn to take care of yourself. I guess so. She sets her jaw then and nods. All right, I'll do it.
Making a note.
Oh, we have recruited her. That's crazy. Now we have Rhin here.
Oh,
Let's have a look at Rhin. In the next episode, right? And what we'll do then, I don't know. It's crazy. We'll probably, maybe we'll talk to that fighter here. It's practicing stuff. We have a young girl here. Let's have a short look.
I hear and I
A
go.
deeper look will be next time. Lost child who shapes gods. Wow, that's going to be interesting. So thank you for watching. Happy gaming to you, and see you in the next episode of Torment Tides of Numenera.